time for a look at your West Tennessee forecast with meteorologist Brian Davis.
Well, hello there. Welcome in, everyone, on this Tuesday. What a great day it has been. Continuing to keep a little bit less on those temperatures and the humidity. Now, some of you have already gotten pretty hot out there. We'll take a look at our temperatures here in just a moment. But I do want to announce we are looking at the increasing chance of severe weather, unfortunately. So, we've been talking about that little southwest fringe area of West Tennessee. Well, that has been climbing, as so many times happens. And so you'll want to pay attention because we're going to be under a very active day tomorrow, looks like. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our numbers so far today. So far, we've topped out at 91 degrees, started off a nice, pleasant touch of fall this morning at 66 degrees. And I must say, it was quite pleasant out there this morning. No complaints, huh? It's pretty good out there. 90 right now in Memphis, where they had the big storms roll through on Saturday. And by the way, this system coming through is going to be very similar to the Memphis storm. Doesn't mean we'll get another storm like that, but there we have 91 at UT Martin, and we've got another look here at Savannah. Check that out, man. That's a great view, but also very hot already. Savannah's kind of getting a head start on the heat that's going to try to revamp back in here. 95 degrees. We still have a north wind, though. That's keeping the dew point at least down, keeps the heat index at least down to about 100 to 101 right there. Overall, Parsons, 91, looking pretty good there with feels like 94. So most areas, or at least, still feeling below 100. And that's pretty good right here in the dog days of summer. Here's the temperatures across the board. Well, we still got 86 right now in Paris. Can't beat that. We've got Camden coming in at 86, as well as Huntington. Lexington checking in at 91. We've got 91 in Brownsville. But again, the hot spot kind of down there towards the Tennessee River, Hardin and McNairy. We've got Selmer coming in at 95, as well as Savannah. Memphis checking in, bumping up there too, just last minute or two, coming up to 93, as well as Covington and Ripley. So a little warmer there too. But that's about the peak for the afternoon. Evening hours will start to drop off as we head on into the rest of this evening. Winds are still predominantly out of the northeast right now, but those will be turning more out of the south as we head towards tomorrow. And I do want to show you, look at the radar. We don't have any activity going on right now here, but this will look quite a bit different, I think, tomorrow. Even in the morning hours, we're anticipating some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Let me stop this here just a moment. We're going to pan down. Notice we do have a few storms in northern Mississippi. So, we're going to have some of these up here in West Tennessee come tomorrow, and there is a slight chance we could see a couple of these pop up in and around like Somerville over to around Millington this evening. None of those will be severe. It'll just be some brief downpours while the rest of us are sitting here in the sunshine with a pleasant evening coming up a little bit later. So anyway, just a lot not happening right now, but you can see back to the west here, a lot more energy starting to show up. We've got the severe thunderstorm watch now going into effect for western portions of Oklahoma, northern Texas. Then up here in Kansas, getting a little bit more active. You can see the motion in those clouds kind of moving along pretty fast. And so a lot of that energy is going to start to move into our area, some of it towards tomorrow morning. But that's not the greatest concern area. We'll have a few showers and spotty storms around on the weaker side. I think the greatest threat's going to come more in the evening hours. Now, model timing is all over the place right now, but we'll kind of lay out what we're thinking at least for right now. But other than just a couple of little spotty storms, mainly southwest Tennessee this evening, things look pretty quiet. But here comes that low into tomorrow, that energy. And that warm front's going to lift up a little bit further to the north in near West Tennessee. That's going to provide a lot of fuel for some storms. So therefore, we do have that severe weather risk being pushed a little bit further east. And we'll zoom in on this as well. But you can see just about all of West Tennessee is included in that risk. And then by the time we get to Thursday, that risk is east and away from us. But let's zoom in. This looks an awful lot like what it looked like Saturday, the day before. Remember, we had a good chunk right there south and west in that 2 out of 5 risk for damaging winds. And then Majority of the rest of us were in the 1 out of 5, and this is going to be a very similar setup in many ways. Now, no two systems are alike, so that doesn't mean we're going to get a severe storm again through Memphis with 80-mile-per-hour winds. Not at all, but it means the potential, like Saturday, is going to be there. So we're going to have to watch these storms carefully throughout the day on Wednesday, tomorrow. All right, well, let's go further. Before we get to Futurecast, though, let me back up. I wanted to show you the indices here. So you've got the hail threat, and that's mainly for the western counties, Memphis included, Covington, parts of Lauderdale, Tipton, and Shelby County there. Here's the damaging wind threat, 15%. Again, this looks, if I went back and pulled the old data from Saturday, this looks, it's not exactly in the same placement, but it's very close. We had mainly the damaging wind and the hail set up. And this is what we're looking at again. And you know what? We're not there yet. Tomorrow, this might be extended further east. And I would not doubt that as we get a little bit closer, maybe on the 10 o'clock tonight, this may look a little bit different. And some that are not in the severe weather outlook may be placed in there. But the damaging wind threat, that's the biggest thing we're watching. 5% in the brown shaded areas, 15%. And unfortunately, that includes, Memphis and some of the areas that were hit very hard that are still trying to get the power back on. They had estimated Thursday, end of the day, that they'd have at least most of everybody back on. That's the goal. But now we're talking another batch of severe weather, so this could prolong that situation. So this is not good news for Southwest Tennessee. It's probably going to slow things down at the least. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Futurecast right now. Don't put too much emphasis on this. Part of my job as a meteorologist is to let you guys know when this is not really showing what I think to be the most accurate. And I think the models are really struggling with this system. So there you see a little bit of activity in the late afternoon. But this here, that little wave coming through there, like 9 through about 11 p.m., that seems to still be the worst part of this, despite what we're seeing in all of this right here. Now, here comes a little wave. And I kind of picked this model because it seemed to be reflecting what seemed to be the most accurate. There's a few little spotty showers, maybe some thunder in the morning hours, then a break. And then we get into the evening hours, we'll start to have to watch there too. But we'll have better timing on this and zero in. Of course, as we get closer, the model should get a better handle on this, and we'll be able to give you a little bit more of a better time window. But I at least wanted to show you that. Sometimes we don't even show it. We throw it in the trash can until we get something better. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with. You look at a different, more modern model, every one of them is saying something different. But this is my 28-year opinion, at least giving us something to the timing. A little batch there from about 9 to 11 a.m. in the morning. And then that moves through, we get a break. And then, as I've been saying, mainly if I had to zero in on it with what I've got to deal with now, 9 to about 11 p.m. tomorrow night. All right, so we'll continue to work on that as we get closer. This is just not even developed yet. And two, the unpredictability of it is even of greater concern when I begin to see that. All right, so anyway, for the rest of this evening, we've at least got this in the batch, I think. It would be close to zero chance of rain, other than a couple of little stray showers down in Southwest Tennessee. Most of us will stay completely dry. It's going to be a little bit mild, a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid as we get into tonight compared to last night. We'll wake up to about 70 degrees. There's the hourly kind of showing those thunder icons. Those will be scattered around out there for sure. A few thunderstorms, weaker thunderstorms, I think. And let's go ahead and take a look at our bus stop forecast. So, you could get a thunderstorm at any point in the day. It's just we're going to likely see the more concentration there in the evening hours. We'll go up to about 92 there by about 3 to 3:30 in the afternoon. That model blend of highs shows us revamping back tomorrow for one of the hottest days of the week, to about 94 for the high. That'll come at about 4 to 5 in the evening tomorrow. So quick peek at the weekend. There you have it, about 91 on Saturday, 95 on Sunday. And let's get over to the 7-day forecast. So there we are, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms when you take the entire day to account there. Again, I think it's going to be weighted more in the evening hours and the early nighttime hours. 71 for the low will be to about 89 behind all of that on Thursday. Still a chance of some rain, especially the first half of Thursday. Some lingering showers and storms. But look at the weekend Friday. Oh, 90. We'll take that. 90 degrees, lots of sunshine. 91 on Saturday, lots of sunshine. Sunday, going to be the mid 90s, so we're going to start to bounce back up there in some of that mean old heat on Sunday and Monday. All right, guys, that's the latest. Just pay close attention tomorrow. We'll continue to put out updates as well on social media. And we'll be here tracking the storms well ahead of time. Any of those that develop that look like they're going to threaten any of the 21 counties of West Tennessee. Take care.
We are West Tennessee Weather Channel.